Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my YouTube channel Ramzan Biology. Student, today we will talk about the next step of the gametogenesis. In previous lecture we studied about the first step of the gametogenesis. In this lecture we will study about the second step of the gametogenesis. Okay. So this in the previous lecture we studied about the spermatogenesis, which is the male gamete formation process. But today we will talk about the formation of female gametes, or the ovum or the egg cell. So OG mean ovum, which is the egg cell, and genesis mean synthesis. So the synthesis or the formation of ovum are called the oogenesis. Okay, if we talk about the female reproductive system, so in female the reproductive system is the ovary. And male there is testis, but in female it is ovary. And the ovary there are a lot of oogonium cells are present, or you can say oogonium cells are present, which are diploid cell, which are formed by the process of mitosis like the other somatic body cells. So the oogonium then undergoes the like the male gametes formation process. It is also contain of three phases: the multiplication phase like the male, and the growth phase, and the maturation phase. And if we talk about the multiplication phase, so it's just like the male gametes formation, the one diploid cell undergoes 2 times of mitosis. The one time it produces 2 diploid cells, which are, I'm talking about the human. So in human there are 46 chromosomes, and 6 mitosis it produce, each cell produce 2. So we get 4 diploid oonia. This was the singular oonium, but this is now called oonia. Okay. And second phase there is the growth phase, and the growth phase, as I mentioned before in previous lecture, that is one cell or all cell undergoes, but I will mention only one cell. It undergoes the process of nutrition, and it becomes large and prepare itself to undergoes the next process, the maturation phase. So this cell undergoes the nutrition phase or growth phase, in which it becomes large, and we call it a primary diploid oocyte. The cell which undergoes the growth phase, so this cell now it is called the oocyte, not oonia. Oocyte I called, it is also diploid cell. There is no any meiosis process. And the third phase, the last phase, there is the maturation phase. This is the real phase where there is formation of ovum or the egg cell. In the maturation phase, this growth phase, this enlarged cell undergoes 2 times of meiosis, or the process of meiosis. We know that meiosis complete in 2 steps. So on the first meiosis or meiosis 1, this cell produces 2 cells. The larger cell is called the secondary haploid oocyte. This cell, because it is meiosis process, so the resultant cells are haploid. The first cell is called, which is the larger cell, it is called the secondary haploid oocyte, but it produces another type of cell which we call the first polar body. It is a type of cell which is smaller than this. It is unnormal cell. It is not normal. It is not involved in the next process of fertilization or the process of ovum formation. So this cell is ignored. It produces an extra cell, and it is smaller than the oocyte, the secondary haploid oocyte. Okay, so one cell is produced extra cell, and the second end, then this cell also produce 2 other polar bodies. And the second meiosis, this one cell which is haploid, secondary haploid oocyte, then produce 2 cells. The smaller cell are again called the polar body, but it is called the second polar body. It is also an extra cell. And this the larger cell is called the haploid oocyte. Before it was called oocyte. Its parent is called oocyte, but its daughter cell are also haploid, but it is called the oocyte cell. And then this cell I, the second polar body, also undergoes produce two other polar bodies, but these are also ignored. They don't take part in the formation of womb. Then the haploid oocyte causes and it form the womb cell, which is this diagram. I will show it later. So this palm is a haploid womb. This oocyte lead to the formation of womb, or we can also say egg cell, or the female gametophyte, or the female gametes. So the female gametes are formed on this way. It first undergoes the process of multiplication, in which the one diploid ooneum undergoes 2 times of mitosis and produce 4 diploid oonia. And the second phase, it undergoes growth phase, in which I mentioned only one. The cell undergoes the process of nutrition, and these become large in size, and also called the diploid, called the primary diploid oocyte. And the third phase, maturation phase, this primary diploid oocyte undergoes 2 times of meiosis. On the first step of meiosis, it undergoes the meiosis process, and the first step of meiosis, it produces a first polar body, which is extracell, and the second is called the secondary haploid oocyte. It is haploid cell. And the second step of the meiosis 2, it produces also 2 cells. The one cell is the polar body, second polar body, and the first second one, a larger one, is called the haploid oocyte. Then this oocyte form the womb, which is the female gametes, or called egg cell, which will after undergoes the process of fertilization. So this was about the formation of womb, or the egg cell, in female reproductive parts, the ovary. This womb is formed in ovary. And okay, so now we will talk about the structure of womb. This womb is formed, but now we will talk about the womb. And first of all, in previously we studied that from a single diploid cell, or the spermatogenesis process, a single diploid produce 4 sperm, but in this process, one ooneum produce only 1 womb cell. It is due to the other cell are not involved, and therefore in the female only 1 cell are produced, and the male a lot of sperm are produced, and the egg or the womb is 1 produced permanent in every female. Okay, so this was the first of womb formation. Now we will talk about the structure of this womb which is formed there. So you can see here, this is the electron microscope structure of an womb. The outer part, you can see here, this green part is called this rough part, trough and crest, is called corona radiator. Called as corona radiator. The second, this line, this membrane after the corona radiator, this is called zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. It will perform a very important function. It don't let the sperm of non-human organism which are harmful for the egg. Okay. The next, you can see here, this whole red portion are called the vitelline membrane, or we can say the plasma membrane of the womb. Okay, and we can say ulema. This is called ulema. The plasma membrane at vitelline membrane is called ulema. Okay. And you can see here, this green portion, whole green portion, is called the germinal vessel. This is actually the nucleus of womb, because womb is a cell, so it is the nucleus of this womb. We can say in scientific language, germinal vessel to the nucleus. And the second, inside the nucleus or the germinal vessel, there is another black portion. You can say here, this black portion, it is called germinal spot, or we can also say nucleolus, because inside the nucleus there is a small portion, round portion, we can say it is a nucleolus. You can see here there are these cells, these red cells you can see here around a corona radiator. These cells are called the follicle cell. So this was my electron microscope structure of the womb, and this was the process of womb formation. So I hope that you have learned more about my lecture, and if you have any doubt, any question, so please mention in the comment, and don't forget subscribing and sharing of my lecture.